Halloween, with its costumes, candy, and spooky imagery, is a staple of modern culture. Every year, millions of people around the world celebrate the holiday, yet few stop to ask, how did this tradition begin? And, perhaps just as importantly, why has it evolved the way it has? Behind the trick-or-treating and jack-o'-lanterns lies a rich history that stretches back thousands of years, weaving together ancient rituals, religious festivals, and social transformations. What started as a deeply spiritual and symbolic practice has morphed into a commercialized celebration. So, how did Halloween become what it is today? To understand Halloween's origins, we must travel back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, a harvest celebration marking the end of summer and the beginning of the darker half of the year. The Celts, who lived in what is now Ireland, the UK, and northern France, believed that on the night of October 31st, the boundary between the world of the living and the dead became blurred. Spirits were said to roam the earth, and it was thought that it to be a time when the dead could return to visit their families. Samhain was a period of great significance, and not just agriculturally, but spiritually. Bonfires were lit to ward off harmful spirits, and people wore costumes, typically made of animal skins, to disguise themselves from these otherworldly entities. The festival of Samhain also held more practical purpose. As the growing season ended and winter approached, the Celts made preparations for the long, harsh months ahead. Livestock was slaughtered to ensure that there was enough food stored for the coming cold. It was a time of transition, and with transition came the sense of vulnerability, a key reason the spiritual and supernatural played such a prominent role during this period. Life and death, past and future, were all intertwined during Samhain, and it's from these roots that Halloween began to take shape. As Christianity spread throughout Europe in the centuries following the fall of the Roman Empire, many pagan festivals were either adapted or supplanted by Christian celebrations. This was not an unusual practice. Early Christians often incorporated local traditions into their calendar to make conversion more palatable. Samhain was no exception. By the 9th century, the Christian Church had established November 1st as All Saints' Day, or All Hallows' Day, a day to honour the saints and martyrs of the faith. The night before, October 31st, became known as All Hallows' Eve, which over time transformed linguistically into Halloween. Though the Church intended to Christianize the old pagan customs, many elements of Samhain survived. In some regions, people continued to light bonfires and wear costumes, while the belief that spirits could walk the earth on All Hallows' Eves persisted. The blending of Christian and pagan traditions created a unique fusion of customs that slowly spread throughout Europe. However, it wasn't until Halloween made its way to America that it would truly become the cultural phenomenon that we recognize today. The migration of Irish and Scottish immigrants to the United States in the 19th century brought many of their Halloween traditions with them. Among these were carving of turnips into lanterns, a precursor to the modern-day jack-o'-lantern, and mumming, a practice where people dressed in costumes and went door to door performing skits or songs in exchange for food. In America, these customs merged with the local harvest festivals and began to take on new forms, particularly as pumpkins, native to North America, replaced turnips in Halloween celebrations. As Halloween entered the 20th century, the holiday began to shed its rural and communal roots in favor of a more commercialized and family-friendly celebration. By the 1920s and 30s, Halloween had become increasingly popular in urban centers across the United States, with organized trick-or-treat activities becoming a way to involve children in the festivities. This transformation from a pagan ritual into a child-centered celebration was fueled by growing consumer markets. Candy companies, costume makers, and advertisers quickly recognized the potential of Halloween, and it wasn't long before it became an annual tradition deeply embedded in American culture. The post-World War II era saw a major boom in Halloween's popularity. As suburban neighbourhoods expanded, Halloween became a staple of community life. Families dressed their children in costumes and sent them out into the streets to collect candy from neighbours, whilst schools and local organisations hosted Halloween parties and parades. The rise of consumer culture in the 1950s and 60s helped further entrench Halloween as a holiday dominated by consumption. Candy sales soared, costume design became an industry in and of itself, and the entertainment industry began to churn out Halloween-themed films, TV specials, and decorations, solidifying the holiday's presence in popular culture. While Halloween was becoming a mainstream event, it also maintained its connection to the macabre and the supernatural. Horror movies, in particular, played a pivotal role in shaping the modern perception of Halloween. Films like John Carpenter's Halloween, with its masked killer terrorizing a suburban neighborhood, helped cement the association of Halloween with fear, suspense, and the thrill of being scared. Today, Halloween is a global event, celebrated in various forms across the world. At the heart of Halloween's enduring appeal lies its ability to tap into something deeply human, the desire to confront our fears, explore the unknown, and celebrate life in the face of death. Whilst the rituals have evolved over time, the essence of Halloween remains a reflection of our fascination with the supernatural, the macabre, and the power of storytelling. Thank you for watching.